Hi guys, how are you today? This is Medicine with Sultana, and today we will learn the physiology of respiratory system. Okay, this will be introduction video, and future I will post the main videos related to the respiration. Okay, like mechanism of breathing, surfactant, etc. This is just the beginning video, like an introduction. Okay, now let's start. Now we have two functions of respiration. Okay, like the respiratory functions and non-respiratory functions of the respiratory system. First, let's see the respiratory functions of the respiratory system, which is divided into two types: external respiration, internal respiration. Okay, external respiration, there are four steps. Pulmonary ventilation, which is nothing but the movement of air into and out of the lungs while you are breathing. The inspiration and the expiration, that is the air into and out of the lungs. This is known as pulmonary ventilation, and I will take a full video of how to calculate pulmonary ventilation, alveolar ventilation, and everything. Okay, stay tuned, follow me for the more videos. Next, we have exchange of gas between lung and blood. Okay, normal exchange of gases, that is also controlled by the external respiration. It's transport of gases in the blood. The oxygen is transported by combining with the hemoglobin, heme molecules, and forming hemoglobin, and the carbon dioxide is combined with the water form carbonic acid, and thus carbon dioxide also is transported in the blood. Okay, next we have the exchange of gases between blood and tissues. Okay, exchange of gases between blood and tissues. First, we saw the exchange of gases between lung and blood from the lungs, from the alveoli to the capillaries. Then from the capillaries, it flows, the blood flows and reaches the tissues. So from blood to tissues, all these comes under external respiration. Now then, we have said everything, right? What will be the internal respiration? That is nothing but the respite from the tissues, how it is converted and how the tissues utilize the air. Do you get me? Like, tissues need oxygen to form energies. Now how does this occur? Through the mitochondria. Mitochondria uses oxygen by oxidative phosphorylation to form ATP and carbon dioxide. ATP is nothing but energy, we all know that, and carbon dioxide is thus released. Okay, this carbon dioxide now goes and binds with water to form carbonic acid. Now in the next slide I will say that this maintains the acid-base balance. Samjha? Acid-base balance. This maintains the acid-base balance. Okay, we will see it in the next slide. Okay, next we will see the non-respiratory functions, in which there is regulation of acid-base balance. Just now how I had explained that carbonic acid. The carbonic acid, which is formed by binding of carbon dioxide plus water, forms carbonic acid, which increases the acidic level in the blood. Now in order to maintain it during expiration, we all know that carbon dioxide is expired out, thus maintains the acid-base balance, which increases or decreases the pH level. Samjha? I will repeat it once more. When mitochondria converts oxygen by oxidative phosphorylation to ATP and carbon dioxide, this carbon dioxide goes and binds with water to form carbonic acid. Okay, this carbonic acid decreases the pH level, and in order to maintain this, if there is so much carbonic acid and the pH level is very low, this is not good for the blood, right? So in order to maintain it during expiration, carbon dioxide is expired out, thus maintaining a acid-base balance. Next we will see water and heat loss, maintenance of water balance. How? Like, when energy is produced, there will be heat produced. This heat produced, if it is accumulated in the body, it is not good. Like, we need to maintain a constant body temperature. If there is more heat in the body, this may disrupt the body temperature and the organs will be affected in their function and everything. So this heat must go out by any means. In that, one of the means through which the heat is sent out is by respiration. Okay. Next is maintains the water balance. Water balance, how does it maintain? For example, think in winter. Think about winter. In winter, you expire or exhale, it is steamy or fog-like. So this is water vapor coming out with your exhaled carbon dioxide. Okay, thus maintaining the water balance. Next, body temperature. It maintains the body temperature. For example, if you during winter, if you inhale cold air, you need to bring it back to your body temperature. You need to bring heat and bring it back to your body temperature. Thus the respiratory system regulates the body temperature. Next, defense against pathogens and foreign particles. In the upper respiratory tract, on the next slide, we will learn that there are two types of respiratory tracts, upper and lower respiratory tract. In the upper respiratory tract, we have short cilia, hair-like structures with which bind or catch the foreign particles and dust particles in the size ranging from 2 micrometer to 10 micrometer and send them out. Okay. And now you will ask, like, what will happen to the particles which is less than 2 micrometer? These particles will be, can you guess, like, what is this? Yeah, this is the alveoli. Sorry for the bad diagram. Okay, so there will be macrophages which comes out from the alveoli. Okay, these macrophages engulf and eat the foreign particles and kill it, and thus acting as one of the defense mechanisms by itself. Okay, but it does only for particles less than 2 micrometer. Remember that. So the particles ranging from 2 micrometer to 10 micrometer will be exhaled out from the nostrils by the hair follicles and cilia present. Next, for olfaction, we have olfactory receptors present in mucous membrane lining the upper part of the nostrils. Now, if your colleague or a friend of yours comes in with amazing jasmine perfume, rose perfume, Victoria's Secret, how do you identify it? Or someone has made very tasty biryani, the spices is just, how does this occur? This is through the olfactory receptors present in the upper part of the nostrils. This is also one of the non-respiratory functions of respiratory system. Okay. Next, vocalization, the sound box, larynx. How is the sound produced? The sound is produced by the movement of air, and the air passes through the larynx. This causes the production of sound. This leads to the production of sound. That's why if you have cold, what will happen? Your voice becomes thick. How? Due to nasal obstruction. If one of your nostrils or nasal is obstructed, how will the air pass? And thus causing thick or hoarseness in your voice during cold. Okay. Now, increase in venous return. Okay, I will just give a short explanation here. In cardiovascular module, we would learn that there is anti-gravity action of the blood. Like, how does the blood flow against the gravity and come back to the heart, right? This is because of the process of respiration. During inspiration, the intrapleural pressure is the highest. Negative pressure is the highest from -6 to -8 centimeters to. Okay, because of this negative pressure in the IPP, intrapleural pressure, the negative intrapleural pressure causes the blood to increase and get filled in the heart. Okay, this leads to increase in venous return. You guys understand, right? The negative intrapleural pressure causes it causes a suction of the blood from down to upwards. This suction created by the negative intrapleural pressure is the reason for the anti-gravity flow of blood to the heart, and this also increases the venous return. Okay, Next, secretion of heparin and angiotensin converting enzyme. Heparin, which is via pulmonary mast cells. These mast cells secrete heparin, which acts as an anticoagulant. Okay, and then there is angiotensin converting enzyme, which is also secreted by the respiratory system, which causes conversion of angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2, which causes vasodilation. Okay, this is all urogenital. Okay, now next, airways. As I said just now, there are two types of airways: upper respiratory tract and lower respiratory tract. Upper respiratory tract starts from the nostrils, nose, nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx. Okay, this is the upper respiratory tract. And then from the trachea to the primary bronchi and lungs, this is the lower respiratory tract. Okay, समझा ना? ऊपर है सो upper respiratory tract है, nose से लेके larynx तक. Then we have the lower respiratory tract from trachea to lungs. Now, the airways beyond larynx, that is in the lower respiratory tract, is divided into two zones: the conducting zone and the respiratory zone. The conducting zone is known as the dead space. This also we will see later. Okay, dead space is approximately 150 ml for an average person. Okay, we will see it later clearly. Okay, the conducting zone is from trachea to terminal bronchioles, and the respiratory zone is from respiratory bronchioles and alveoli. Respiratory zone helps in gas exchange. Okay, respiratory zone, that is where the gas exchange occurs. Conduction of oxygen to the blood capillaries, etc., and carbon dioxide coming back, all this occurs, that is the gas exchange in the respiratory zone. Okay, in the conducting zone, there is conduction of air to respiratory zone. हवा जो कंडक्टिंग जोन पे है ना, जो हम सांस लेने का वक्त हवा जो आता है ना, वो वापस रेस्पिरेटरी जोन पे जाने का. ठीक है, ये कंडक्शन आके होता है. दैट इज कंडक्शन ऑफ एयर टू रेस्पिरेटरी जोन. नेक्स्ट वी हैव वार्मिंग एंड ह्यूमिडिफाइंग ऑफ इंस्पायर्ड एयर. That's what I said in the non-respiratory functions of the respiratory system: warming and humidifying. Okay, this occurs. The defense by the mucociliary transport system. Mucociliary, the cilia, the hair-like structures from 2 micrometer to 10 micrometer. Okay, this also occurs in the conducting zone. The function of the respiratory zone is only one, which is gas exchange, and that also ये भी इतना simple नहीं रखते हैं. हमारा बॉडी को ना सब चीज़ कॉम्प्लिकेटेड रखना है. MBBS स्टूडेंट्स के पास बहुत दिमाग है, बहुत बेकार टाइम है, पढ़ना है, सब कुछ दिमाग पे डालते हैं, सब कुछ कॉम्प्लिकेट बनाते हैं. लेट्स सी. Alveoli, site of gas exchange. Okay, we all know that alveoli is where gas exchange occurs. Okay, there are two types of alveoli: type 1 alveolar cells and type 2 alveolar cells. Type 2 alveolar cells secrete surfactant. Just remember for now, surfactant is very, 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 very important if you don't want your alveolar sacs to collapse. In order for them not to collapse, you need surfactant. Okay, and it has many functions, such as reduces the surface tension, and I will dedicate a whole video for surfactant. Stay tuned, you can check it. Okay, next we have alveolar macrophages, which is the dust cells. I just explained before. What did I say? Macrophages clean out or engulf the particles which is less than 2 micrometer out of the body. You don't need dirt in there, understand? You don't need. But still तुम लोग ना, you just want to put dirt inside by smoking, pollution. ठीक है. Respiratory membrane. Adult lung contain about 300 million alveoli. This is just the information. Okay, there's nothing to explain here. Adult lung contains about 300 million alveoli, approximately 70 to 80 meters square. It has a surface area, and बोलते हैं लोग कि it is one of the largest biologic membrane in the body. Okay, लोग कौन है? साइंटिस्ट है. Obviously they have identified it. Next, during growth, alveolar surface area increases due to increase in alveolar number and diameter. However, after adolescence, alveoli only increase in size, and if damaged, have limited ability to repair themselves. Please for my sake or for your sake or for your girlfriend's sake, stop smoking. If you kill or destroy your alveoli, it doesn't grow back, it's destroyed. Don't kill yourself. You think that smoke, like one cigarette, what does it matter? It kills your alveoli, and the person next to you also suffers because of this. So please, for your loved ones or for your girlfriend, listen to her, she cares for you. Stop smoking. The alveolar-capillary or the respiratory membrane. Okay, this is how the oxygen from the alveoli or through the conducting zone it comes and then enters respiratory zone, and it enters the alveolar sacs, and then it enters the blood. How? By passing these 6 layers. Okay, it is 6, but still it is exceedingly thin. It is only 0.5 micrometer. God, he is amazing. He made all these layers and still kept it 0.5 micrometers, so thin. Okay, now we will see these 6 layers one by one. The first layer, a layer of fluid lining the alveoli. See this blue line, can you guys see? Yeah, okay, this blue line, a layer of fluid lining the alveoli is surfactant. Okay, this layer contains alveoli type 2, and thus this layer secretes surfactant, okay, thus preventing the collapsing of the alveoli. Okay, and there are many uses many more uses of surfactant, we will see it. Okay, next we have the alveolar epithelium. This one is the alveolar epithelium, and then the oxygen passes to the basement membrane of the alveolar epithelial. Then there's this thin space of interstitium. Okay, this is the very thin interstitial space. Then the oxygen need to pass this membrane, capillary membrane, endothelial cells of the capillary. Then it needs to pass the capillary basement membrane, and then there are 3 more things like plasma and erythrocyte membrane and I don't know something. So thus it reaches the RBC. Okay, that's it. Thus it enters the blood. This is the important. This 6 layers is important. Okay, for respiratory module this is important for you. A layer of fluid lining the alveoli which secrete surfactant. A layer of alveolar epithelium, alveolar epithelial basement membrane, very thin interstitial space, capillary basement membrane, a layer of endothelial cells of the capillary. Okay, we are done for today. Okay, now in the next video we will learn the mechanics of breathing, and it's very important. This was just the introduction. In the next video I will solve all the questions of surfactant, dead space, tidal volume, residual capacity, and everything. Okay, so if you hadn't checked my previous videos, I would have posted a link here. You can check it. It is the anatomy of respiratory system. I had explained everything. I had explained larynx before, and in future, yeah, inshallah, I will upload more videos of the respiratory system. Please guys, I'm just uploading videos. I need your support. Subscribe and hit the like buttons and ask comment. And if you want me to explain any of the topics again or clearly, or if you want any new topics to be explained by me, I am open. Please guys, help me support a fellow medical student trying to survive, I guess. Okay, thank you, bye bye.